legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. And welcome again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Larry, he took a moment to highlight the tight ends that we're going to see in this one. I know in our production meeting we were talking about what we wanted to highlight pregame, and you said tight ends. Why did you say that?
Because it can be such a matchup issue for defenses nowadays, because these tight ends, they're oversized guys, but they can run as well. So who are you going to cover them with? If you use a traditional linebacker, they're usually going to run past those guys. If you're going to use a smaller corner, maybe they'll be too big. Can a safety match up and run with them and also use enough bulk to keep them from just having their way? So many ways that tight ends are used nowadays. They're fun to watch.
He completes it to Jordy Nelson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Single. Check 82.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete. An excellent play downfield. Should have been picked off, really. But second down instead. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. To throw again. Rodgers. Caught by Nelson left side. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Rodgers now on first down. And his throw is incomplete. And now a look at the Saints starting defense.
When you're drafted 12th overall, people expect big things out of you. And Sheldon Rankins can provide that. Big, strong, physical player, has excellent quickness, and is really good with his hands, keeping blockers off of him and allowing him to get upfield and into opposing backfields.
Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Watch left. Tight end to the left.
Rodgers to throw once more. Open space inside the 10. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, it has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They'll run with Montgomery. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
I think many people thought Ty Montgomery would automatically go back to being a wide receiver this year, but it appears he's going to stay at running back. I know they drafted Jamal Williams from BYU, but Montgomery proving his worth.
And he proved it last year. 5.4 yards per carry, fourth best in the league. Rodgers to throw on second down. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Jordy Nelson from 4 yards out. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You can have a lot to handle in this one.
So that drive goes 8 plays, and the result, a Green Bay score. Crosby on now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Strong right. Strong right.
Ready, shot. Easy.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, that run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Ready. 95-56. 95-56.
And before they can get settled in here, time expires on the first quarter of action. It's a close game here early on. We're back to Lambeau in just a moment. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Ready. We waiting.
3 down. 3 down.
Do that.
Ingram again. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed a big hit for a loss. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there.
Ready. We waiting.
Shotgun now for Breeze. He is going to find Hill here. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Ready.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Back-to-back nice gains, that one for 14 yards and another first. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. Coming up at halftime, remember, we'll get you out to Larry Ridley in Orlando for highlights and analysis of this first half. That is, of course, unless you decide to skip him.
And for the record, we do not encourage that.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Hey, we got right. We got right.
Ready. 5-9.
Wait, set.
Breeze to throw again. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Now, Breeze again. That's complete right around the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but more.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Let's go, D.
Ready. Yellow weighty.
47, Mike.
On 2nd down, here's Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout call as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on 3rd and goal. They'll look to run with Ingram. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal.
There are certain drives in a game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
On 4th down, off goes Drew Brees, and on comes the Saints kicker, Will Lutz, for the field goal attempt. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Lutz puts this one through. But wait up now, a flag is down. If this is on the defense, they're going to get the first.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused.
Must have.
It had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. He spins free. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you now to Orlando to check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, LR.
All right, Brandon, back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get you caught up on all the highlights from the first half. Both the Packers and the Saints are not doing much on the ground, and it's easy to see why that would play into this low-scoring game. We'll have to see if either team gets it going.
There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. Game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Ready.
On second down, Ingram. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, they've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And now it's a 3rd and 4 situation for the offense.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Ready. 0-2-0-2.
From the gun, it's Breeze. And Ginn's got it. And he's brought down, but following a pretty juke move that gives him the first down. Breeze to another long-time vet, Ginn, for the New Orleans first.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. Who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Watch left. Watch left. Watch left.